Hey, how you doing? My name is Ryan, and today I'm reviewing one of the more fascinating LEGO experiences, that being LEGOLAND California. Now, I had the pleasure to visit recently, and in doing so, it made me reevaluate what kind of LEGO fan I wanted to be. You see, LEGOLAND exists in a weird place between theme park, art exhibit, and emporium that makes the land an oddly relaxing experience that tries to cater to every aspect of LEGO builders. I entered the park not just as an adult fan of LEGO, or a minifigure collector, or a Marvel fan, but also as a dad. I was accompanied by my wife, mother-in-law, and 1.5-year-old toddler, and as we first entered the park, we were greeted with 2 gift shops. Now, I get it, LEGO is a retail brand and they want the ability to sell things to guests as they enter and also exit the park. And I have no problem with this. In fact, the gift shops were rather nice. Inside they had all the sets you can imagine, from the smallest $20 set to the larger adult-themed builds. It was great seeing these big builds in person, like the Batman animated series City Mural, and both gift shops were decorated with these larger-than-life LEGO builds of classic characters like Stormtroopers or Captain America. These are fantastic looking, and I love the detail and shaping the designers get in these massive builds. However, outside these decorative LEGO elements, the 2 shops were kind of just that, LEGO stores. Now, I'm very fortunate enough to live by a really good LEGO store that's always well stocked, has fan events like set signings from ideal designers, and even includes the minifigure factory, one of the few places in the country that has it. And I was shocked to find out that LEGOLAND California does not have minifigure factory, at least not that I saw. Thankfully, there is still the online beta, but the one in stores allows you to draw your own designs in person. So it was a bit of a letdown that the LEGOLAND store, which should be one of the flagship shops, doesn't include such key features. And I think I know why. When I went to check out, and I'll reveal what I bought later on, I asked the cashier if I could use my LEGO VIP card for points, and he said this is not actually a LEGO store, but a LEGO affiliate store, and therefore didn't use the VIP points, they didn't accept them. And that probably is why the minifigure factory, which is exclusive to LEGO stores, wasn't available at LEGOLAND California in this shop, named The Big Shop, which is a bit odd to think about. You'd think LEGOLAND California would have official LEGO stores inside the park, but no, Minifigure Factory is available at other places in California at various malls and downtown Disney, because those are actual LEGO shops, whereas the big store inside LEGOLAND is a LEGO affiliate store. Anyway, strange thing to think about, but the gift shops are just that, gift shops. Don't go there for points because you can't use them there. So after being kind of let down by the shopping experience, a quick selfie by the LEGOLAND cake, it was time to visit what I believe is the best attraction in the park, that being Miniland USA. This place is a treasure trove for all fans of LEGO. Miniland USA is a collection of vignettes, city skylines from New York to Vegas to Paris to Chicago, filled with detail like ballparks, ice skating rinks, billboards, traffic, boats, and the amount of small details and inside jokes that are littered throughout these areas are so numerous they can fill 20 BuzzFeed list articles of the top 10 things you missed in Miniland USA. And that attention to detail, the totality of work done by the designers here, makes this so accessible to both adults and kids. I enjoyed all the various build techniques and scale of the projects. My wife, who enjoys LEGO but hates building, appreciated the look and size of some of the buildings, and my toddler enjoyed all the moving vehicles, the lights, the sounds, and the boats you could actually steer yourself. So while Miniland USA might actually be a walkthrough museum exhibit, my toddler felt it was an interactive play area. But that's not to take away from the actual interactive play area we visited next, Duplo Playtown. This was a very well-themed playground. It felt like a Duplo or Fabuland City expanded to human size. There were various buildings like farms, hospitals, houses, even a jail cell. There were also building areas scattered throughout the playland so you could stop, build with some Duplo blocks, and then go back to playing. There were slides, ladders, windows, flaps with animals on them, sounds. Anything you could think of to keep a child entertained was right here in this playground. And that's great for adults too. In fact, there were kind of 2 different levels of adults. Some parents took advantage of a distracted and occupied toddler to take a small break, and that's a totally valid choice as a parent. If you need a break, take that break if you can do it safely. I, however, fell on the other end of the spectrum, and I was chasing my toddler throughout this play area, going up and down slides, playing with toys with her, so much so I even ended up in fake jail. Legoland and especially Duplo Playtown are excellent examples of allowing a child to explore and play at their own pace. Not everything in a theme park has to be dictated by wait times and rides. That being said, we did go on one ride, the merry-go-round. The themed horses were a very nice touch, and my toddler enjoyed the ride even if she didn't like waiting. The merry-go-round itself was pretty short in duration, only about 1:10 for what I clocked, but that does shorten the wait time for kids, which is a nice touch. But after the short ride, it was time to hop over to the Lego Movie Land, and I really enjoyed this part of the park. I love both movies, and it's great to see it represented in Legoland itself. First up was the gift shop, and my toddler fell in love with this dragon wand that both lights up and also shoots bubbles. Then it was time for lunch, and when you think theme park lunch, you usually think overpriced burger, or chicken tenders, or a hot dog that costs $5 for no reason. But Legoland really surprised me. We ate at a place called Everything is Ramen, and I gotta say, I didn't expect theme park ramen to be so good. Now, was it 5-star Asian cuisine? No, of course not, but for about $15, you got a good-sized bowl of ramen that was oddly tasty. I'm very impressed the park chose such an unconventional food to serve, because every park has sort of their gimmick, whether it be Disney serving Mickey Mouse-shaped everything, or Universal having butterbeer. So for Legoland to choose ramen, I thought it was a pretty big risk that paid off. And after a good meal, it was time to head into a more calming inside environment because, well, one, it was hot outside, it was California, and two, you have a toddler. They're gonna want some sort of downtime as well. And tucked away in the Lego Movie Land was a small pavilion that allowed kids to build with Lego. They had different stations for different size bricks, from regular size to Duplo, and I really enjoyed this part of the trip. I had such a joy watching my toddler build a tower with Duplo blocks. Even though she might not have known she was building with Lego, she enjoyed the building aspects of Lego, and that really was quite special to see. And after building our tower and knocking it over several times, a woman from the park came out to host Lego trivia. I had a blast here. I think I know quite a bit about Lego, and I only got one question wrong, but it was really fun to see kids get questions right. Questions like, what was the first Lego toy, being the wooden duck? What was the first female Lego minifigure profession, that being a nurse? And after all the official trivia questions were asked, the woman polled the audience to see if they had any trivia they wanted to share. I was fortunate enough to ask my tough question, what Lego used to do when they were switching out color molds for their bricks. So if they had a red brick they were making, and they switched to a white brick, what would happen in between? The answer being, you'd get a marbled brick with two different colors sort of meshed together. I think my wife whispered the answer into a kid's ear because his parents were astounded when he got the answer right. And as we approached the exit, and thereby the gift shop, I did end up making a purchase at the Big Emporium. I got this Legoland exclusive plush zebra that my toddler grabbed onto and gave the biggest hug when she first saw it. So despite being a fan of Lego for more than 2 decades, despite having an entire room dedicated to Lego sets, despite having what I think is one of the most comprehensive collection of Marvel minifigures, I left Legoland, a theme park basically dedicated to my #1 hobby, without buying any sets, minifigures, or even keychains. The only things I bought were for my kid. And I had an incredible, eye-opening experience when I got to the car. Lego had recently become sort of a solitary creative endeavor for me. I build sets alone, I film reviews and tier lists by myself, and more recently I've been organizing my minifigures in solitude. But at Legoland, all that shifted drastically. And no, it wasn't one of those typical sharing my love of Lego with my daughter experiences, because she's the one that led the way. She's the one that dictated what we did and how we explored the park and the pace we played. She showed me that Lego can be done by myself and can be done in solitude and create wonderful pieces of artwork and an entire room to Lego, but it's best when it's shared. It's best when you're doing it with people. It's best when you're able to experience the fun of creativity and construction with the people around you. So, as much as I love making these videos by myself, I probably should include more people in them. Be it other content creators, be it my wife, and when she's old enough, maybe even my toddler. So in the end, Legoland might not be for me, or rather, it might not be just for me, but I would happily go again with my family to build more memories. And as always, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.